Hello, this is Uncle Jim throwing some 10 millimeter practice loads today, and I wanted to talk about the Lyman Brass-Smith powder measure. I bought these when they first came out, or I bought one. I should have bought two. They were 35 bucks shipped on sale. Now they're probably about 45, and it depends on you on the shipping. If you bundle or something, I really like this thing because it does both rifle and pistol. All you got to do is pull the stem out here for rifle and push it up for pistol, and then you can turn it to adjust it. It has little lines here, and it works awesome on pistol powders. In this case, we're kind of using like a shotgun powder. This is long shot, and so I have a tear out shell here. And I got 671. I want to make sure that's the same every time I look at it while I set this up. Okay. And I'm looking for 7.9 grains for a practice load, and that's what we're getting. So we'll dump that out and we'll check it a few times. And you want to throw it the same every time. Okay, 7.9. Flickered a little bit. .9, and from using it before I left the powder in it, it's just perfect. It's always the same, and this is a little more chunky of a powder, but yet it still throws good. Most of your pistol powders is awesome. And you'll notice I'm giving it 2 taps on the downstroke. Each powder has, what I've found is each powder has its own personality. 7.9, okay. Alright, each powder has its own personality, so sometimes on your thrower you want to throw it a little different if you're not getting perfect consistency. And in this case, I give it 2 taps on the downstroke and I do it identical every time. That's how you should throw. I see a lot of people throwing like boom boom real quick. You're not giving the powder enough time to fall into the cavity. And so take your time and just throw it the same whatever it is. With long shots, I give it 2 taps down. Alright. So I'm going to throw these, and the Brass-Smith comes with 2 different funnels for different size cases. This is the most common one, and I'm just going to go along and I can fit them all in here. Even if you have a big tray, you can go around depending on what mount you have. It's a homemade mount. And I just want to say I really love this thing. I did lots of videos on them. They were all deleted on YouTube when I lost my channel. But even today, I still love this thing and would prefer to buy another one. It's that nice. It's so easy to clean and take apart. It's just perfect to me. And again, this is a chunkier shotgun powder, and it throws it beautiful. It does not leak a single drop of super fine. Say you have H110 or something that's fine. It doesn't leak a single drop. So the only thing is with the rifle stick powder, you're going to crunch. You're going to feel a crunch. And so I like to just leave it a hair lower and trickle up if I'm doing it that way. So I really like this, and I thought I'd just, since I have it out today, just give it a little shout out here. And so what I do is I mark it with a piece of paper that's just loose, and then I just put that back on the powder for next time, and I know what was in it. And then the cap seals really tight. Here's the problem. The cap is almost too tight, but that's a good thing. When you're using it, just put it on loose. But when you're storing it, sticker down there, and it's going to be super tight. And then you can just take a black sock and it'll cover the whole thing, and it's just like being in your container for storage. It's airtight, and I like that because I leave it in here when I'm doing certain things within a couple months or whatever. I'll just leave it in here, and boom, it's ready. And then if I want to change it out, it's really super easy to empty. And so I thought I'd talk about that. But that's all I do. I do like the tight cap on here. It has no hole, and it seals it just like your container for your powder. All right, so you don't have to worry about that if you leave it out a few weeks and want to get back to it. And I wouldn't mind having like 3 or 4 of these with powders in them when I'm using the turret press. This morning I was doing 9mm on the Dillon. I kind of do the same thing. I have a sock over that, and it's always got powder in it, my favorite. But in this case, I can jump around real quick, empty her out, and it's super easy. So I thought I'd talk about that. And when I use the turret press, I just prefer to throw the charges and look at them all, make sure they're all even, make sure everything's flared, instead of using like the 4-hole turret the other way. I do have the Lee thrower for that thing, but I just prefer to do it this way. And so since I'm in it right now, making some practice loads, they're kind of a mild, warm 10mm. And I just got to break in a new gun, so I'm just going to throw a bunch of those, maybe some Tin Man hollow points in one row. Maybe I'll do a couple rows of a little hotter charge, and all I do is turn this dial, and boom, I'm going to be at 8.2, just like super easy. So I love this. It's a great powder measure. Thought I'd talk about that. And I guess that's it. The main thing is, with flakier long shot, you give it 2 taps on the downstroke and do it the same every time, and it comes out perfect. It's like you weighed each. All right, I guess that's it. Until next time, thanks for watching.